Welcome back to the On Deck Baseball YouTube channel, and we're going to dive into another gameplay video featuring the On Deck Baseball Batter Up fictional version of the game, and that is going to be in my CBA, the Continental Baseball Alliance, my fictional baseball league. Today we're going to have a matchup between the two top teams in the American Conference, and that is going to be the Georgia Gators, who have a record of 30-19, and the New York Knights, who have a record of 26-23. This is slowly developing into a really fun chase here in the American Conference. Rounding out the standings is going to be the Bulls in third with a 24-25 record, 6 games behind the Gators, and the Phantoms are in last place with a record of 23-26, 7 games back. Today's matchup, as I mentioned, is going to be the Knights visiting the Gators, and we're going to have a pitching matchup between two pitchers that are struggling a little bit here in the season, and that is going to be Chris Castle on the mound, the veteran left-hander for the Knights. He has a record of 2-7 in 9 starts, an ERA of 4.75, a 1.52 whip, 32 Ks, and 21 walks. Over on the home side, Francisco Marino is getting the start for the Gators. He has a record of 2-4 in 9 starts, a 3.72 ERA, a 1.39 whip, 31 strikeouts, and 15 walks. So he's having a slightly better season as far as ERA and whip go, but both with a losing record. Last game, Hank Henderson shut down the Gators, so the Gators are looking to rebound a little bit, get a little bit of offense going. This is the second game in the series, and next game for the Gators is going to be Nate Bowerman on the hill. So the Knights are looking to get another victory while they can, because it's going to be definitely a little bit more difficult against Nate Bowerman in Game 3. So before we get started, please hit that thumbs up, leave a comment below. That helps all these videos gain a little traction, get a little bit more fans towards the game. And with that, we are going to go ahead and get started with first pitch, and Chris Castle on the mound against Francisco Marino. We'll go ahead and switch up these pitchers here as usual. You guys are probably getting a little tired of seeing this, but I put my little pitcher grades ratings at the top so I can keep the pitchers on their backs with the backside up, which makes it go a little bit quicker. And leading off for the Knights against Francisco Marino here for first pitch is going to be Tommy Alcova. Alcova has a 289 average, 1 home run, 14 RBIs, 34 runs scored, 10 stolen bases. Marino is a 2 against lefties and a 2 against righties. That always makes it nice and easy. And we'll go ahead here for first pitch. Alcova is a 3 against righty against a 2, so it's going to be a +1 on the roll. And it's going to be a pitcher's card for Marino, and first pitch is a 2-3. Going to read that blue die first, and that is a strikeout. So Marino starting off good, striking out the leadoff man, Alcova. It's going to bring up McClure. As I mentioned last game, McClure was traded to the Knights. He's batting .395 since coming over to the Knights, a .332 average overall for the season, and I believe that is best for the league lead. He is a right-handed batter. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card again for Marino. A 7-1 is going to be a flyout, so McClure gets a piece of it, but he's going to fly out to left. 2 away here in the top of the first, and that's going to bring up George Gabriel. He was out with an injury for a little while. He is still recovering, but in the lineup, his fielding and speed has been affected by the injury. But right now his batting is pretty good. He is batting .249 though on the season, 23 RBIs, which is tied for second on the team for the Knights. It's going to be a +1. That's going to be a batter's card, first batter's card of the game. And a 1-4 is going to be a strikeout. Marino strikes out 2 of 3 batters here in the top of the first. We're going to head now to the bottom of the first. John Metcalf leading off for the Gators against Castle. Metcalf took over the starting leadoff spot from Lowry. He's batting .259 on the season, 28 runs scored. And it's going to be against the lefty pitcher. So he is a +2 on the roll. And it's going to be a batter's card for Metcalf. And 8-5 is going to be a base hit. So we have our first hit of the game as Metcalf lines a base hit into center field. And that's going to bring up Peter Lucas. Peter Lucas not having the great season that you would expect from him. He's only batting .244, 3 home runs. But he does have 29 runs scored, which is best for the team. He is a switch hitter. He'll be batting from the right side. It's going to be +3. That's going to be a batter's card for Lucas. A 3-4, though, looks like it's going to be a grounder, and we have a chance at a double play here. That ground ball is going to go right back to the pitcher, who has a 3 fielding. 3 fielding on Metcalf. And he beats it out to second. That's a 1-4. The second baseman, Alcova, is a 5. Looking to at least get Lucas at first, and they do. So it's going to be a 1-4-3, a blown double play, but they do get the out at first for the first out. And we have a man in scoring position with only 1 away now, and Jay Kemp coming up. Jay Kemp, a .327 hitter, 4 home runs, 34 RBIs. Those 34 RBIs are top on the team. Lefty versus lefty, it's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Kemp. A 6-7 is going to be a base hit. Metcalf, he has a chance to score. That hit is going to go to center field. The center fielder's arm good is a 4. But you know what? I think they're going to hold Kemp at first. He's going to have an RBI single because Metcalf is going to come around to score without a throw. And the Gators take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. That's going to bring up Howard Holly. Holly has cooled off a little bit. He was hitting really good at the beginning of the year. He's batting just .312 now. He was up to .337 around the halfway point. He does have 28 RBIs and 25 runs scored. So overall, a great season so far for Holly. It's lefty versus lefty, -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Castle, his first pitcher's card. And an 8-5 is going to be a base hit, so he'll get a single. It's going to move Kemp up to second. We have first and second with only 1 out. Augusto Gomez coming up. Gomez, a switch hitter, hidden from the right side. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Gomez. A 2-8 is going to be a fly out, though, for the second out. And that fly out's going to go to center. Octavio Moran coming up. Moran, the catcher for the Gators. He's a .208 hitter, 18 RBIs, just 8 runs scored, 1 home run. All right, so Moran's going to be the hitter. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 3-5 is a strikeout. So Moran strikes out for the last out here in the bottom of the third, but not before the Gators tack on a run, and it's 1-0 after 1 inning played. Joe Garland will be the batter now up against Marino. Garland batting .292, 9 home runs, 37 RBIs. 9 home runs and 37 RBIs are the tops for the New York Knights. He is a left-handed batter. It's going to be +3 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Garland. A 9-4 is a walk, so Marino wants no part of Garland as he allows him to trot down to first base. And we have a man on with nobody out. Jack Hicks, he came over from the Phantoms. Overall, Hicks not doing so great since coming to Knights. He's batting .167, just 3 hits in 18 at-bats. Looking to get it started. He's going to be equal roll here. That's going to be a batter's card. A 7-8 is going to be a double. Big double for Hicks. That's his first double since coming over to the Knights. Garland's going to end up at third. He's not going to be going anywhere, so it's second and third with nobody out. And Jose Feliz. Feliz getting a start over Valenzuela, who was scratched from the lineup in the pregame fatigue check for the positional players. And he is a switch hitter, so he'll be hitting from the left side. It's going to be +2 on the roll. A batter's card for Feliz. Can he take a good hit here? It's going to be a 4-1. No, it's going to be a strikeout, first out, second and third. And here comes Summers. Summers, he was a pickup, an acquisition in the offseason. He's a .250 hitter. He does not have any home runs, 4 RBIs and 6 runs scored. He's a right-handed batter. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Summers. A 3-10 is going to be a ground ball. If it's hit to second or short, that's going to score a run. It does not. It's a 5-3, and runners will hold 2 away. John Rowe, the batter. Rowe, he's a fan favorite out there. He is a .261 hitter, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. Not too bad from hitting in the bottom of the order here. Righty versus righty, it's going to be +2. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Marino. And the 8-10 is a double. Rowe coming through. That's going to score Garland and Hicks. So the Knights take a 2-1 lead off of a John Rowe double. And now it is scoring position with 2 outs and Lyle Good coming up. So a huge knock by John Rowe. Lyle Good, he was hitting second at the beginning of the season, but a 189 hitter, 4 RBIs, 14 runs scored. That's dropped him down to the 9 spot. He is a righty versus righty. Here it's going to equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 6-4 is going to get Marino out of the inning as he jams Good, and he will pop it out to first base. But 2 runs will score on a big John Rowe double as the Knights take the lead 2-1 going into the bottom of the second. Castle still on the mound. He's going to face Joe Aldridge, a young first baseman who's actually DHing in this game. Aldridge is a 235 hitter, 2 home runs, 19 RBIs. Switch hitter, he's going to be batting from the right side. It's going to be a -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Aldridge. A 2-7 is going to be a flyout to center field. So 1 away here going now, and Randy Clark, the first baseman for the Gators. Clark in trouble of losing possibly his starting gig next season. He's only batting .236, 1 home run, 10 RBIs. So Aldridge making a case to become starting first baseman next season. He is a right-handed batter. It's going to be a +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Clark. A 2-7 is a flyout. So Clark not getting it done. That flyout's going to go to right. That's going to bring up Lowry. Lowry was the leadoff man for the Gators entering the season, but he has lost that role. He's batting .242. He does have 9 stolen bases against 3 caught stealing and 24 runs scored. 24 runs scored is good for 5th on the Gators roster. He is a right-handed batter. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Lowry. A 7-4 is a walk. So Lowry is aboard with 2 outs. And we're going to take a look at stealing with Lowry. He's a 5-5, 5 jump here. Castle is a left-handed pitcher, and he is good at holding runners. So I'm not sure. Yeah, Felice has a 2-arm. I think we're going to try it. He does get the jump. A 2-arm. And Lowry swipes second base. A man in scoring position now with 2 away and the top of the order coming up. Metcalf, he singled and scored a run in the bottom of the first. He is going to be a right-handed batter. It's going to be -2. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Castle. And a 4-9 is a pop out. Metcalf gets jammed and he pops it out behind the plate. The catcher Feliz will pick it up. And that is the 3rd out here in the bottom of the second. Heading back over now to the top of the 3rd with the top of the order coming up, Tommy Alcova. Alcova 0 for 1, struck out to lead off the game in the top of the 1st. Right-handed batter. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Alcova. A 6-6 is a liner. Gets good wood on it, but lines it out to short for the 1st out here in the top of the 3rd. That's going to bring up Millard McClure. McClure flew out to left in his first at-bat. Righty versus righty, +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for McClure. A 5-1 is a ground ball, and that grounder goes to 3rd, 5-3. McClure not having a great couple of games here against the Gators. He didn't have a hit last game. He's now 0 for 6, maybe even 0 for 7 in a series. Not sure. All right. That's going to bring up Gabriel. Gabriel 0 for 1 with a strikeout. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Gabriel. A 7-6 is a single, so Gabriel gets on base, 2 away, and up comes Garland, who walked and scored a run last inning. It's going to be lefty versus righty. It's going to be +3 on this roll. That goes up to a batter's card. Dangerous Garland. And 4-8, though, is going to be another pop out. And he will pop out to the catcher as well to end the inning. And we head to the bottom of the 3rd now, and Peter Lucas leading off. Lucas grounded out in the top of the 1st. He's 0 for 1. And he is going to be a switch hitter, so it's going to be +3 on the roll. That's going to go up to a batter's card for Lucas. A 6-9 is a base hit. Lucas is on. And that's going to bring up Kemp. Kemp had an RBI single in the bottom of the first inning. It's going to be lefty versus lefty, equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Kemp. 10-2 is a flyout, so he gets it, but not enough, as he will fly out on the warning track to right. That's going to bring up Howard Holly. Holly 1 for 1 with a single. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 9-5 is a base hit. Holly 2 for 2 now. Lucas going to stay at second. We got first and second. Augusto Gomez coming up. He flew out to center in his first at-bat. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Castle. A 6-3 is a ground ball. Possible double play here. That ground ball is going to go to short. The shortstop row is a 5. Holly is already out on a 6-4. And the second baseman, a 5 on Gomez, a 3, and he is out. A 6-4-3 will end the bottom of the third here. That middle of the infield for the Knights is super strong. Great defense going up the center. That's going to bring up Jack Hicks now. Hicks got a double and scored a run in the top of the second. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-4 is a ground ball, and that grounder is going to go to 6 to shortstop, so a 6-3 will be the first out here in the top of the fourth. Feliz coming up. He struck out in his first at-bat. It's going to be +2. That's going to be a batter's card for Feliz. A 9-2 is another ground ball. That grounder is going to go to second, so a 4-3 for the second out here. And Anthony Summers, who grounded out to third, is the next batter. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card. A 10-9 is a home run. That is Anthony Summers, I believe, first home run. That is his first home run of the season. So Summers gets a piece of it, and he puts the Knights up by a score of 3-1. And that is the third run off of Marino. We're going to have to roll on his poise chart. So we're going to roll on this sad face column, see if he gets affected by this. A 6 is a -1. He goes down to a 1-1. And the Knights are looking to tee off here. Marino is only a 4 stamina, so most likely he's going to get pulled after this inning anyway. Especially being a 1-1. And Rowe is up. He got a 2 RBI double in the second. He's going to be a +3 on this roll. That's going to put him up to a batter's card. A 2-7 is a flyout, so he gets some good wood on it, but he's going to fly out to center for the last out, but not before Anthony Summers hits a solo shot to put the Knights up 3-1. And we're going to go over to the bottom of the fourth now, and Octavio Moran will be the batter. Moran struck out in the bottom of the first. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 5-1 is a grounder. That's going to get picked up at third base, and McClure will shoot it over to Hicks for the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. Joel Aldridge, the batter. Aldridge flew out to center in his first at-bat. It's going to be a -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Castle. A 10-8 is going to be a double. So Aldridge is on in scoring position, and up comes Randy Clark. Clark is going to be a +1 on this roll. He's going to be a pitcher's card. A 2-7 is going to be a ground ball. See if he advances a runner. Ground ball goes to third, so he will. A 3U will put Aldridge on third with 2 away. Lowry walked and stole a base in the bottom of the second. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Lowry. A 5-6 is a walk. So we have first and third now, 2 away, and the top of the order for the Gators looking to make a comeback here. They're down by 2. It's going to be +2 on a roll for Metcalf. That goes up to a batter's card. Can Metcalf come through? 3-7, it does not look like it, as he will fly out, takes a big swing, but flies out on the warning track to right. That will do it here in the bottom of the 4th. And now we're going to head over to the top of the 5th as Lyle Good is going to lead off. Lyle Good 0 for 1. He popped out the first in the 2nd inning. Oh, we have to look at our pitching options here. Marino, just a 4 stamina. He is looking like he's going to come out because we only have a 30% chance of keeping him in. So Marino's going to come out. He doesn't last very long in starts. That ERA that I told you at the beginning of the game definitely makes it hard for him to continue deep into the ball games. We're going to have to go for a pitcher that has some innings, and it looks like that's going to be Jose Serrano. So with Georgia not having a strong deep pen, they're going to go with a guy who has a 2-2 against lefties and righties, which is going to be making it a lot easier for the Knights to tack on some more runs. So the first batter he's going to face is Lyle Good. As I mentioned, he is a 2-2. He is a righty as well, but he can go 5 innings, so he can close out the game if needed. All right, so that's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Serrano. A 7-5 is a flyout, almost a base hit there. That flyout's going to go to left. Going to go back to the top of the order now. Tommy Alcova, he's 0 for 2. His batting average dipping a little bit. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Alcova. A 9-1 is a walk. And with Alcova aboard, the catcher for the Gators is Moran. He has a 3 arm. I think we're going to try and steal. He's only a 2 jump. Serrano is only a 2 hold, so it's equal there. He does get the jump. As mentioned, Moran is a 3 arm. Got a 70% chance of making this. We roll a 5, and he does. So Alcova steals second, getting into scoring position with 1 away. And that's going to bring up Millard McClure, 0 for 2 in the game. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 10-6, though, is going to be a base hit. That's going to go to right field. The right fielder's arm, Metcalf, is a 2. McClure is going to get held at first. They're going to allow the run to score, and the Knights are now up 4-1. McClure coming through his first hit in 2 games, an RBI single. George Gabriel now the batter. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card. 6-7 is another base hit. Gabriel getting hot. McClure is going to move up to second. We got first and second with 1 out. That's going to bring up Joe Garland. Garland looking for his first hit, though he did walk and score a run in the second. It's going to be +3. That's a big-time batter's card for Garland. What can he do with it? Not much. 3-4 is going to be a ground ball. That's almost a surefire double play with the Gators defense, but let's see what happens here. It's going to go to the pitcher. The pitcher is just a 2, the weakest infielder on the team at the moment, but a 2 against Gabriel, who is knocked down a rating because of his injury. And it's going to be here, going to have to take away 1 safe. So 1, 5, and 6 are safe, so I'm going to take away the 6. So that means a 1 and a 5 are going to be a safe. It does not get it. Gabriel is cut down on a 1 to 6. The shortstop is Kemp, who is a 5 on Garland, and he needs a 1 to beat it out. He does not get it. A 1 to 6 to 3 is going to do it, and that's going to kill the rally. But the Knights score another run, and they are up 4-1 now. Heading to the bottom of the 5th, that's going to be Castle, as he can go 1 more inning before we have to take a roll on his fatigue chart, and that's going to bring up Lucas, who's 1 for 2. It's going to be +3 on the roll. That's a batter's card for Lucas. A 9-10, blue 9, red 10 is a home run, deep enough to get over the fence as Lucas gets 1 more run back with a solo shot here in the 5th, and that is his 4th home run. So after the solo shot, Jake Kemp coming up, and the Knights are up now just 4-2. The Gators looking to get 2 more runs here. It's going to be equal roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card. A 2-10 is a ground out, and that grounder is going to go to third. 5-3, 1 away. Howard Holly, he's 2 for 2 in the game so far, 2 singles. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 2-8 is going to be a ground out to third. 5-3 for the second out of the inning. Augusto Gomez, he's 0 for 2. Switch hitter, it's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Gomez. A 4-7 is a pop out. So third out here in the inning, which will go to first, but not before the Gators tack on another run on a solo shot by Peter Lucas. And we're going to head now to the top of the 6th with Jack Hicks leading off. Hicks 1 for 2 with that double in the second and scored a run. Serrano's still in, can go 4 more innings before we got to check his fatigue. It's going to be equal roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card for Serrano. A 1-8 is going to be a ground out, and that ground out's going to go to second base. A 4-3 for the first out here in the top of the 6th. Feliz 0 for 2. He's the batter. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's a big-time batter's card for Feliz, but he can do something with it. A 9-9. It's going to be a double, not a home run, but that does get a man in scoring position as the Knights are back at it, seeing if they can score another run here. Anthony Summers, who hit a solo shot in the 4th, he's the batter, and it's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Summers. A 1-7 is a ground out. See if that ground out will move the runner. Ground ball is going to go to the catcher in front of the plate, a 2-3, and Feliz is going to stay at second. John Rowe 1 for 2, 2 RBI double in the second. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. A 10-10. John Rowe is at it again. Another home run for the Knights. A big 10-10 on John Rowe is going to be a 2-run shot, and that's going to give Rowe now 4 RBIs on the game. And the Knights are just packing it on here as they lead 6-2. That is John Rowe's 4th home run of the season, and now pump him up to 22 RBIs now. He is gaining ground on the team leaders in that category. Lyle Good will be the batter. There are 2 outs. The bases are cleared after that long home run by John Rowe, the shortstop, and it's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 3-2 is going to be a strikeout. Serrano gets back. Oh, that was the 3rd run against Serrano. I'm going to keep the strikeout, but I do need to roll on his poise. We roll a 5, and he does not have a change, evident by that strikeout that he just got. And now we head over to the bottom of the 6th after the Knights tack on 2 more runs, and they lead 6-2. We do have to roll on Castle now. Pretty good column there in his first inning. He is a 5-4, so that combination gives you a nice good column there in the first fatigue chart column. A 7 is going to be no change, so he's going to stay in. And Octavio Moran is going to be the batter. He is 0 for 2. Let's see, he's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. An 8-3 is a ground out, and that ground ball will go to short. So a 6-3 for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Joel Aldridge, who's 1 for 2 with a double. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. An 8-7 is a base hit. So Aldridge, with his 2nd hit of the game, is on first, and Randy Clark now coming up. He's 0 for 2. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 1-5 is a strikeout, 2 away. Shane Lowry, the batter, he's 0 for 0. He has walked twice and stolen a base. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Lowry. A 7-5 is another walk, his 3rd walk of the game. And that's going to put runners at first and second with 2 outs and top of the order coming up. Metcalf, who's 1 for 3. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. A 7-8 is a single. So a base hit. Aldridge, not very fast though. He's going to be stuck at third on a short single. Its bases loaded with 2 away, and up comes Peter Lucas, who hit that big solo bomb last inning. It's going to be +3. That's going to be a pitcher's card though. A 1-9 is going to get Castle out of it, and that's going to be a fly out to center. So the Gators get 3 on. They load the bases, but unable to score. And we're going to get over to the top of the order now, here in the bottom of this top of the 7th for the Knights. Alcova walked and stole a base in the 5th. He's 0 for 2. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Serrano, who's battling to stay in this game. A ground ball is going to be the first out of the inning, a 6-3. Millard McClure, the batter. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI single. It's going to be +2. That's going to be a batter's card for McClure. A 9-10 is going to be a double. These high rolls just keep coming for the Knights, so we have a man in scoring position with 1 away. George Gabriel coming up. Gabriel, 2 for 3 so far in the game. +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Gabriel. A 1-5, not a high roll that time. That's going to be a strikeout. 2 away, and up steps Garland. Garland 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. It's going to be +3. That's going to be a batter's card. A 3-1 is a strikeout. That's going to be the last out here. So after a double by McClure, the next 2 batters strike out to end the inning, and we're going to head over to the bottom of the 7th. And it looks like we are going to... I think we're going to roll on Castle, see if he can stay in. That's that second column on the fatigue chart. Gets a little tougher. A 1-0 is no change. Castle is just plugging away here. He's allowed 2 runs, but he's been pitching pretty strong, and that's going to bring up Jay Kemp to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Kemp, a lefty. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 10-10. Well, I guess I left him in a little too long, because 10-10 on Jay Kemp's card is a home run. So that is the 4th home run of the game. 2 for each team here. As Kemp solo shot brings the Gators within 3, and we're going to have to roll on Castle's poise chart now. We roll a 4, still no change, so it doesn't phase him one bit. As we head to Howard Holly, the next batter. It's going to be lefty versus lefty, -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Holly. A 9-8 is going to be a double. The Gators are still in this. Gomez coming up, nobody out, and a man in scoring position. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card. A 4-2 is going to be a grounder. A grounder may advance the runner. The ground ball goes to third. It does not. So 5-3 is a first out. Runner on second still. And Moran is going to come up. He is 0 for 3. It's going to be -2. Sorry, no, he's a righty. So it's going to be +1 on the roll. It's still just a pitcher's card. A 9-9 is a double. That's going to bring in Holly. RBI double. And now the Gators are within 2, down 6-4. Joel Aldridge coming up. He's 2 for 3 so far in the game. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Aldridge. A 10-4 is a walk. Getting some 10s now. We have first and second, 1 away, and that's going to bring up Clark. Castle's in trouble. The bullpen is going. It's going to be +1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 2-9 is a ground ball. This might get Castle out of it. The ground ball is going to third base. The third baseman, McClure, is a 3. A 3 on Aldridge, as I mentioned, is not very fast. And he is out on a 5-4. Second baseman, 5 on Clark, is a double play as the Knights get Castle out of it on a 5-4-3 to kill the rally, but not before Kemp hits a solo shot and Holly scores on a Moran double. So the score now after 7 is going to be 6-4. And we head to the top of the 8th. Jack Hicks, the batter. He is 1 for 3. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Hicks. A 4-4 is a strikeout. 1 away, Jose Feliz coming up. He got a double and scored a run in the 6th. He's a switch hitter. It's going to be +2. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 4-10 is a possible error. We're going to roll on the same matrix. A 10-5 is a base hit. That base hit is going to go to center field. The center fielder, Lowry. He is a 4-fielder. So good chance the error won't be made. Well, 30% chance anyway. A roll of 10, it is a 1-base error, so it's a single. Lowry misplays the ball. Feliz takes second on the E8. And we have a runner in scoring position with just 1 away. That's going to bring up Summers. Summers hit a solo shot back in the 4th. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 6-5 is going to be a pop out to the left field. So he gets it out of the infield, but not far enough. And we have 2 away here. John Rowe, the big player of the game so far, 4 RBIs with a 2-run home run and a 2-run double. He is 2 for 3. It's going to be +2. That's going to be a batter's card. Can he tack on more runs? A 10-4 is a walk. So he does get a board, but does not score. And he runs it as first and second, 2 away. Lyle Good, the batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Good. A 2-7 is going to get Serrano out of the inning. And that's going to be a fly out to center. And we head to the 8th. The bottom of the 8th. And Castle, going on to the 3rd column. Do I want to push it? He got into some trouble. Yeah, you know what? He got into some trouble last inning. My relievers, I believe he's coming out. So we're going to put him back into the book. And I think Peralta. Yep, Peralta's going to get the call from the pen. He can go 1 inning. He is good against lefties, which there's I don't know, it's righty-righty switch. What's Rodriguez looking like? Yeah, I think we're going to switch that. Rodriguez is going to get the call from the pen. So Peralta is going to stay warming up in case needed, but Rodriguez is going to be the pitcher coming in, as Castle, the pitcher of record, is looking good for the victory if the pen can hold it for him. So Lucio Rodriguez, a right-handed pitcher, can go 1 inning. He's a 3-3 against lefties and righties, and he's going to get his first batter in Shane Lowry. Lowry, it's going to be a -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Lowry. A 7-10 is a base hit. He's aboard for the 4th time. That's his first hit of the game. He has 3 walks. He is going to probably try and jump all over Rodriguez for a stolen base here. He's got a +3 on a jump hold, so he gets it. And the catcher, Feliz, just has a 2-arm. And he guns him down, though. A caught stealing. Feliz guns down Lowry for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Sorry, the bottom of the 8th. That's going to go to the top of the order. Metcalf now with nobody on and 1 out. It's going to be a -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Metcalf. A 7-3 is a grounder. And that grounder is going to go to second, 4-3. That's going to bring up Lucas. He had a big home run in the 5th. Switch hitter, it's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Lucas. A 1-3 is a strikeout. So the Lowry base hit, but the caught stealing kind of kills the inning as they end up going out after 3 batters, and the score remains 6-4 with the Knights in front, and we head to the top of the 9th. And that's going to bring up the top of the order. Serrano is still in. He's pitched decent. He's given up 3 runs across 4 innings, so about the same as Moreno had. And Tommy Alcova will be the first batter. Righty versus righty +1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Serrano. A 4-6 is a ground out. Grounder going to third, 5-3. Millard McClure now the batter. He is 2 for 4, so coming back around with the base hits after he slowed up a little bit the last 2 games. It's going to be a +2. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 3-7 is a ground out. And that grounder is going to go to third again, 5-3. Gomez getting a little action down there at the hot corner for the Gators. That's going to bring up George Gabriel. He is 2 for 4 so far. It's going to be a +1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And a 3-5. Serrano has his first 1-2-3 in the inning as he will strike out Gabriel for the final out in the top of the 9th. But we are going to the bottom of the 9th with the Knights up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6-4. That is a save opportunity here. Let's see if Roberson is warm and ready to go. He would come in needing a day rest. So we have a bunch of lefties coming up. And it looks like this save opportunity is going to go to who we're going to bring in last inning initially, and that is Angel Peralta. Peralta getting the call from the pen. Peralta has an ERA of 2.55 and a 1.13 whip. So he is a pretty strong pitcher out of the pen. And he'll be facing a couple of left-handed batters right off the bat. And that's going to be Jay Kemp leading off. So he has a 5 against lefties and a 2 against righties. So very strong against left-handed batters. It's going to be a -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 4-7 is going to be a strikeout. So after Kemp hits a home run in 7th, his next at-bat, he gets cut down swinging on a Peralta curve. That's going to bring up Howley, another left-handed batter. It's -2. That's going to be a batter's card for Howley, though. A 7-2 is another strikeout. Peralta cutting them down, that time on the high heat. Gomez now the batter. Switch hitter. He's going to be batting from the right side. It's going to be a +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Gomez. A 3-9 is a flyout. Peralta gets him to fly out to right field, and that is going to do it. That is your ball game. The Knights are going to take a victory by a score of 6-4. The Gators do everything they can to try and stay in that ball game, but it's not enough. 4 home runs total. John Rowe making the difference, going 2 for 3 with a home run, a double, 4 RBIs, a run scored, and a walk. So that was a fantastic, nice spread offense and some pretty good pitching by Castle, the veteran starter for the Knights. So great game overall. If you could, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment below before I get into tracking some of these stats and pitcher fatigue. And we'll go right to that now. It's going to be Moreno Saddle. Is he going to get the loss? Let's see. Yeah, I guess they never came back. So 3. Moreno is going to get the loss. Serrano is going to get a no decision. Moreno went just 4 innings, gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, giving up 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He faced only 17 batters, did give up a home run. Serrano comes in, he pitches 5 innings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, 3 runs as well, all earned. The 1 error only led to a base advancement, and he didn't score. So that doesn't account to anything. 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and he faces 22 batters. Did give up a home run as well. On the Knights side, Castle's going to get the win. Rodriguez gets the hold. Peralta gets the save. Castle went 7 innings. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He gave up 12 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hits. So the story turns to the Gators not being able to capitalize on base hits and runners on base. 4 runs allowed, all earned. 4 walks. Just 2 strikeouts. And he faced 9, 18, 27, 35 batters, giving up 2 home runs. Rodriguez came in. He gave up 1 hit in 1 inning, but no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. 3 batters faced, nothing else going. 1 inning for Peralta, who picked up the save, and he struck out 2 out of 3 batters. Now we're going to head over to the book. Take out the schedule tracker. The Gators take the loss as the Knights win 6-4. Olivares gets a day back, though he's going to probably miss a start. Henderson gets a day back. Roberson gets fully rested, and that's going to put Castle going in with 4 days needed. Rodriguez 1. Peralta 1. Put my score sheet in the back. Now we head over to the Gators book. Gators take the loss, as I mentioned, 6-4. Bowerman fully rested. He'll be getting the start next game, in Game 3 of this series. McCaughey and Kelly both come back. Marino will go in the book with 3 days needed for rest. Serrano went 5 innings. He will need 3 as well. Alright, we're going to go over to the league tracker now. That's going to give the Knights a game up on the Gators as they're trying to track them down. I believe that puts them down just by 3 games now, as the Gators take the loss. That puts them at 20 losses on the season. And see if we have any injuries we need to take care of. Callahan gets 1 back, but he is not likely to come back before the season ends. Sharkey gets 1. Still has 6 games before he comes back. Gabriel, of course, gets a day back on his additional rest needed. And that is going to do it. So that is it, as the Knights defeat the Gators 6-4 here in the CBA. I hope you guys enjoyed that game as much as I did. Hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, and we will see you next time on Deck Baseball for either the CBA or the return of the King of Hill tournament. Thank you. Have a great night.